Hello and welcome to College Credit Coach. My name is Tammy, and at College Credit Coach, we're striving to help kids of any age earn college credit before ever taking a college class. And today I'm here with my daughter Emily, and we're going to talk about the principles of Microeconomics CLEP test. Before we do, Emily's the second child to take this test in our family. The first, my oldest son, took it. And when he took it, I did not have any good textbooks or resources for that microeconomics that were at a college level. So when it came time for Emily to take it, I really did even more research and found some great resources I think that she found were really helpful, and we're going to tell you about them in a few minutes. But first, we're just going to start off with, if you could tell us just a few details about the principles of Microeconomics CLEP test in general, like how many questions, how long?
Yeah, so this CLEP has 80 questions in 90 minutes, and I honestly found that the time, you have more time than normal, because normally it's about 100 questions is about the average for a CLEP test, and so I actually had no issue with time, which sometimes I have in the past. So I finished the test with about 30 minutes left over, and then I reviewed, and then I think I actually hit report scores with about 16 minutes left.
Okay. And one of the things I remember surprised me when our oldest, Joshua, took the CLEP test was that there was more math than I expected. Did you find there was a lot of math, actually computations on there? And did you feel like you had to have a certain level of math to understand the questions?
I found it pretty easy. So the microeconomics, the resources that we used to study for it, I felt very prepared. And I would say it's more conceptual, at least in my opinion, it was more conceptual and less mathematical. Like, I didn't use almost any at all. I didn't scratch, write paper.
So no calculations?
Not really.
And no calculators?
More just conceptual, like what would happen if a monopoly, if it moved, or perfect competition graph. But instead of showing the graph, it's more conceptual.
Okay.
You have to think through it.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual resources that we did find. Tell us what we use as our main textbook, our main curriculum.
So I used the Jacob Clifford Ultimate Review Packet and the Ultimate Exam Slayer. Both of those resources, I think they're a total of $50, but it was super worth it. Even better than his YouTube videos, just because it's there's the review worksheets, and there's worksheets for pretty much every video that you watch. So super helpful, super good. And I did watch some of his videos because for more specific videos, he had YouTube videos for them, and they weren't in the Ultimate Review Packet. But mostly was the Ultimate Review Packet.
Yep, so he has his own YouTube channel where he talks a lot about economics and microeconomics and different videos like that. But then you can purchase the actual curriculum, if you want to say, for the microeconomics. And it's technically, I think, for AP economics, but it worked beautifully for CLEP. It was concise, it was well organized. She printed out lots of great handouts and then worked through the handout, lots of cheat sheets. He was really preparing you for the test. It was one of the most concise, simple, straightforward type curriculums I've ever seen you do and thrive. Because just tell them what you got on your test.
I ended up getting a 74 on the test. So
okay, and you need a 50 usually for most colleges to get credit.
Yep.
For a microeconomics
So I got
class.
74, which equals, and so I have now 3 more college credits.
Yep. Okay, so then tell us a little bit, okay, you told us about the curriculum, then what kind of, we always do some practice tests. And usually when we do our practice tests through Peterson's, we say that we want to be getting a 60% or higher, that we would feel that we would be confident. And when you did your Peterson's, how did you feel when you were doing that?
Yeah, I was feeling really confident. So I did I did everything with the Ultimate Review Packet before I started doing Peterson's. And I also, side note, I did do Modern States videos. I wouldn't say they were super helpful, but it was another form of review. I would have been totally fine if I just had done a little more review with the Ultimate Review Packet.
But the Modern States, right?
Yeah, with the Modern States, I was able to get the voucher, so the CLEP test was free.
Okay, let's pause and just explain real quick what Modern States is, if anybody is watching and hasn't really seen that. What's Modern States online?
Basically, Modern States is you get free.
It's an online platform that you can sign up for, and it's a free prep for taking the CLEP exam. And if you go through their videos, and they also have some readings. Now, you only did videos for the microeconomics, but if you fulfilled their requirements, then at the end, they'll automatically give you a voucher paying for you actually to take the test. So I believe it's a $90 fee right now for CLEP.
97 right now.
Okay, 97. So they pay that, and they also pay the administrative fee for you to go to a university or a testing center, or even do it at home.
So it's a totally free test then.
Yeah, so it's totally free. So you're getting 3 college credits for totally free. Now, the exam, Jacob Clifford, Ultimate Review Packet and Exam Slayer did cost us, I think it was less than $60. I can't remember the exact price right now.
Around 50 or 60.
Yeah, but it was well worth it. Well worth it. Emily thrived during this topic.
I ended up really enjoying microeconomics, which I did not expect.
And she didn't, sometimes she'll get a little stressed out before a test, but she didn't get stressed out.
Yeah, when I was doing Peterson's practice test, I was getting like 75-ish%, between 73 and 75% on the practice test. And so when I'm getting that good on my first time taking those practice tests, we know for sure that I'll be fine on the test, at least in our experience. And then one thing I did do, and I just have found in the last couple CLEPs I've taken, I did the from CLEP themselves, it's called the examination guide. Basically, it's
like a $10, $15
Yeah, it's
purchase.
$10. Yep, it's $10 on the CLEP website, and it's basically a practice test. And I just find that I really enjoy those, just because it gives me a little bit more confidence the day
booster.
before. Yeah, so I normally do it the day before the CLEP test, and so then if I get problems wrong, I write down what I got wrong, why I got it wrong, and just super helpful. So I think I got a 75% about on that. The practice test from CLEP themselves. So I was feeling very confident.
Yep. So you did Jacob Clifford's curriculum, and then you did Modern States, and you also did REA.
I just did one practice test.
Okay, just the practice test. And I think at that point, if you're feeling like you need more preparation, I would say do the REA. They're always helpful. At this point, Emily was feeling confident, and she really didn't have enough time to do more than one, and didn't really need to.
So there was
she did
2 practice tests that were timed for and then it's REA book with all the microeconomics concepts, and then it's 2 practice tests that are timed. And I did only one of those timed practice tests because I ran out of time. So
okay, ran out of time before taking the test.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us actually, how did you feel? This particular test, we usually have a testing center we love to go to, but her schedule just wasn't working out with ours, and Emily really wanted to get the test done. So she decided to do an at-home online proctor test, which was a little different. Maybe sometime we'll just do a video just about the stresses of online proctor tests. But once you finally got all your onboarding done for your online test, how did you feel actually starting from question 1, moving forward? Was there a time management issue with those CLEP tests, or how did you?
So I have found that normally the onboarding process of the online proctoring tests are a little bit long and drawn out. It takes me normally 30 minutes to up to an hour to just get onto their platform, to get so you're chatting back and forth with some person somewhere, I don't know where they are, right. Through the Proctor Track platform. And so just the onboarding, you have to show your room, show that you're not cheating, all that stuff. So it normally takes between 30 minutes and an hour, roughly. So I think it took me 30 minutes this time because I've done a couple online proctoring tests before, so I knew a little bit more of the rules and kind of how to set up my room and all that. So anyway, it took me about 30 minutes to be able to get started on the test. And then once I start the test, you just have this little chat box that you leave in the bottom corner. And she said that if you need anything during the test, you can chat with her. But otherwise, you just take the test like normal. And I know
you just have to stay in the circle of the camera that they can see, but that's okay.
Yeah, this time also, I think in July, they came out with a new rule that you had to have 2 cameras. So the camera for your on your computer, and then also like a phone that's filming you from the side. So that was a little bit longer to set up as well. But anyway.
Okay, during the test, how'd you feel?
During the test, I felt good, and it's just about the same as going to a place to take the test, a testing center. And then at the end, you just finish all the CLEP things, click report scores, and they'll say thank you, and then you just message the lady and say, I'm done with the test, and she normally makes sure you don't have any notes.
Oh, yeah,
about
you have
the
to
test.
erase everything.
And then you're done.
Okay, and then during the test, time management-wise, sometimes, like, you have to watch every minute and you have to hustle through. This time, how was it getting
My last
questions?
CLEP test was the Humanities CLEP test, which, if you don't know, that has 140 questions in 90 minutes.
Okay.
And with those questions, they tend to be kind of long, too. So they are, it's like super hard to get done with all the questions. You have to be very strict with your time management during the test. With this one, I ended up with like 30 minutes left when I was done with the test, and I did a little review, and then I ended up with 16 minutes left when I was finishing the test, and it was a lot more spacious time on the test than normal, so I appreciated that.
I would say this is an area that Emily kind of thrives. She kind of loves business and economics, and she actually, I'll just share, she beat her brother's highest score, and so she was pretty excited because that she worked hard for that, and that's a great accomplishment. We don't do a lot of comparing, but it was just fun for her. Okay, last question. Anything that you have, any advice that you have for future test takers for if they're taking the principles of microeconomics?
I would just recommend that you get the Jacob Clifford Ultimate Review Packet and the Exam Slayer. Those were super, super helpful resources. And then I like to do Peterson's practice test to review and then take the test. It's a lot easier than I would have expected.
Yep. And just to be clear, the Jacob Clifford's, there's two, you can buy just the Ultimate Review Packet, or you can buy the Ultimate Review Packet and the Exam Slayer, right? Can you buy both individually?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I know you can buy the first one individually, but it's worth it to buy the Exam Slayer.
Yeah, the Exam Slayer was basically,
you got it.
So the Ultimate Review Packet has like videos for each unit, and then practice questions and like worksheets. And then the Ultimate Exam Slayer is basically for review. So it was super helpful, basically giving you I used it as a tool for review. So you wouldn't necessarily have to get it, but it was, I think, another $10, and it was totally worth it.
Yeah, because it had like the ultimate cheat sheets that you filled out before your test, just
things that helped out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. So we would love to hear from you. If you've taken the Microeconomics CLEP test and have any other resources or advice for taking it, we'd love to hear from you down in the comments. And otherwise, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.